Breaking news. The nightmare is finally over, and I can finally return to this channel and do live streams again. What is up, Bears fans? I know you miss me. I've seen a couple of posts in my community tab being like, "Oh, it's not the same without Michael's reaction. Bears loses are not the same without Michael's reaction." Listen, the reason why I haven't been doing that much is because of the simple fact that there was no reason to because of Matt Eberflus being the head coach. But we can finally put an end to the terror of Matt Eberflus. He was such a garbage head coach. He is by far the worst Chicago Bears head coach of all time. Okay. If we look at his record, 14 and 20, 34, I believe. If someone could do the records, but I know it's pretty bad. You look at his record against the NFC North. You look at his record at one-score games. You look at his stats against when he has to travel on the road. So you see the record, and this is justifiable. Okay. Now I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I haven't been watching any Bears games besides last game against the Detroit Lions because I was at a Thanksgiving party and they were watching the game and I had no choice but to watch it. I had a couple beers, so I was pretty drunk, so I had no choice but to watch it. Caleb has, and don't get me wrong, just because I haven't watched the Packers game and I haven't watched the Vikings game doesn't mean I keep up. It doesn't mean I don't keep up with the development of Caleb Williams. And make no mistake about it, I'm liking what Thomas Brown has been doing for Caleb Williams. The aura looks completely different around the offense when he was calling plays. And he's looked like a way better quarterback than the last two games against the Cardinals and the Patriots. So I'm very impressed, and knock on wood, I think the Bears finally found their franchise quarterback that they have been looking for. Knock on wood. So I just didn't think for now I couldn't bear myself to watch because Eberflus was finding incredible ways to lose. We can go back to Eberflus's first year here where the Bears had opportunities to win games, but the coaching sucked that year. Granted, there wasn't enough talent, but there were still a lot of winnable games that year. And you go back to Flus' second year, where where it was the Broncos game, the Lions the second game, and what's it called, the third game, the Browns. So Eberflus, and you go to this season where the Bears couldn't defend a Hail Mary. They couldn't. They also blew it against the Packers, the Vikings, and the Lions, all because of Matt Eberflus's poor coaching. The Packers game, instead of running it to make sure Cairo was setting up in good field position, they opted to stick with Eberflus decides to stick with the current spot and have Cairo kick a long field goal, which he is 75% at kicking beyond 50 yards. Or yeah, it was like 70. It was actually like 48 yards. So he has a 75% chance of making that field goal. So, and then the Vikings game, yeah, Caleb, you can blame Caleb for taking the sack, which I will not blame you if you want to blame Caleb, because he should have went to his check down to Cole Kmet or DeAndre Swift. But there were times where it was like third and 20, third and first and 20. Matt Eberflus's defense gave up. And then you go to the Lions game where Caleb was having his best performance, and they didn't take a timeout when Caleb took the sack. That was the worst clock management I have ever seen in professional sports. You cannot tell me any other team that had it worse. The Bears have had that was the worst clock management in professional sports I have ever seen. And I'm up for debate if anybody wants to debate about what was worse than that clock management. But like I said, I am happy Eberflus got canned, and I'm very optimistic about what Thomas Brown will can bring to the table. Like there's 5 games left of the season. We can see what Thomas Brown does when he's a head coach, and hopefully, if he does finish out the rest, there are 2 ways that I think that Thomas Brown can be the permanent head coach: win the rest of his games, or he wins 4 out of 5. If he doesn't win more than 4 or more, I don't think he's going to be the intern. I don't think he's going to be the permanent head coach. I do. I'm going to talk about more of the head coaching position at the end of the year, but we will see what Thomas Brown can bring to the table. Like I said, there is some optimistic to go around, but like I said, let's play the John Cena clip once again, because it's been a long day coming, my friends.
We have caught and compromised to a permanent end Osama bin Laden.
There we go, folks. To end it all. Matt Eberflus, if he's watching, which I doubt, but if he is, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Do not call us, and we will sure not call you back. So I will be streaming the 49ers and Bears game next Sunday, because I did tell you guys the only way I'll stream Bears games again is if Eberflus got fired. He did. So we're back to where we started from. So let me know in the comment section how you guys are feeling about this. As always, thanks for watching, and bear down.